of Big Talk, where we talk about big ideas, big goals, and big vision. I'm sitting down with the man, the myth, the legend, super blessed to be sitting down with the intelligent and the gifted Ron Barroga. What's up, Ron?
What's going on, man?
Ops Financial, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, so I love the logo, by the way.
Thank you.
Money, wealth, and mindset.
Right.
Financial and retirement strategies.
Yes, sir.
Yo, if you guys don't know, man, my man's a firebird. Financially independent, relaxed, early bird. I'm talking about relaxing super early. A lot earlier than, for sure, than me.
Yeah.
Can we share how early?
Yeah, so I retired at 47 years old in about 9 months.
Man, I think you know a little bit about retirement, right?
A little bit. A little bit. I ran the numbers and it worked out, so here I am.
You ran the numbers and it worked out in your favor. Like, that's amazing. It's all about numbers.
It's all about numbers. Got to know your numbers. Got to ask the questions. Because sometimes if you don't ask the questions, like, you don't want to get left out in the dark.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to the camera, to the audience, tell them a little bit who you are. I mean, you've actually been a guest here before. I love him so much, I got to bring him for part 2. So for everyone that didn't watch the first episode,
Right.
What's Ops Financial, man?
So Ops Financial, basically, it's Ops Financial. What I do is I teach the money, wealth mindset.
Okay.
And it's really just financial retirement strategies built inside through life insurance. It's not the only vehicle, but it's one vehicle that can get you to your retirement goals, right? So what I do is I just like to provide information. Just provide information, maybe answer some questions people may have had. I could throw some stuff out there and maybe I've answered their questions. I'm all about just giving the information to them, and whatever they get out of it, maybe it'll strike a conversation we can continue it forward. And all I could do is run some numbers and say, hey, if this works for you, cool, let's go ahead and move forward with it. If it doesn't, then take some time to ask questions and pay yourself first. I think people were doing it backwards, and I never got this talk from any of the OGs, and I found out a little too late. I should have gone to the financial education space a little bit more, read a little bit more books, listened to some more people that are doing it wealthy, but I found out too late. And me as an educator, because I do law enforcement training too, I just have a passion for teaching. You can listen to me. What I want to do is basically just give people more tools. If you can walk away after talking to me with more tools, then I've done my job. I think that's kind of like my purpose. So if I can just give you tools to make better decisions, whether it's for your wealth, for your health, finances, faith, whatever, then cool. And that's my purpose. That's all I want to do. So just give people more tools. So that's it. That's in a nutshell. I just want to teach people, educate people, and if that strikes a conversation with them, hey, and that's happened before. I've talked to people, I throw stuff out there. Hey, Ron, I want to talk to you about something. It's like, cool, let's have a conversation then. Nothing. I don't try to push people in a corner. I just say, this is information. These are your numbers. These are some of my thoughts. This is maybe how I would do it, but my way is not always the right way. It has to work for you. Everyone's different.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone's different, but your way actually worked though.
Yeah, it's working. And you know what? And I'm a big faith guy too. And there were times where I felt that I was in control of my own destiny, right? I'm like, you know what? That never worked. I was like, I know what's good for me. And we're talking about family, we're talking about finances, personal life, right? I figured I had all the answers. I read all these books, I see all these videos. I think I know what I'm doing. But when I hit some challenges and some rough spots in my life, I finally let go and I let God. So, and if you do things, what I realize is when you do things with integrity and you do it for the right purpose, then I think you're God's hands. You're doing His work. Hey, you're taking care of people. You're educating people. You're just looking out for people, and that's kind of what I want to do. The profession I'm in, that I was in, law enforcement. I just want to help my community, right? And now that I've learned the financial space, I want to educate people on how that works too. So, like I said, my way is not always the only way, but it's a piece of the puzzle in any financial portfolio. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Man, well, it's a good sweet spot to be where you're at, bro. Because your way worked, and you actually did the numbers. You ran, you asked the right questions, you looked into things, you do your research. Rewind back to the beginning. Was it always been clear for you the whole entire time, or at what point were you like, I need to figure this out? Like, how did that conspire?
The point where I was like, okay, well, I'm getting close to retirement age,
right?
And then I realized, like, I didn't have all the answers, and and I figured out, what, it's a little too late. I wish I would have known a long time ago. So I found out too late, and that's kind of where I feel that where I come is like, when I was in the law enforcement agency, I trained a lot of younger kids that are coming up. Like, okay, I was there right where you were.
Yeah.
And so my whole goal was really, I just wanted to leave with giving them some information. And whether it's law enforcement training, whether it's about money, even just mindset, because
Oh my goodness.
and a lot of the people, all the folks that I train, even I have contracts with Stanislaus County. I see all the younger officers coming through, and the mindset's a little different now.
Really?
The mindset's a little bit different. So, that's kind of just what I want to do is just really just train, educate, and just leave something behind.
Arm them with the right tools
Right.
to make the right decision, an
Right.
informed decision
Right.
that makes sense for them.
Right.
And I love that passion. I can tell you're very passionate about it because even though you're retired, bro, you work. I
No.
guarantee you work hard to make sure you get this message out there. Like you're on this mission to just let people know. I'm telling you, why do I know? Because Ron and I seen your social media posts, and you're a student of the game. You're absorbing all the knowledge, then I want to say you're sharing it in a way where it's relatable, where it's like, okay, that does kind of make sense.
Right. I just want people to think.
Yeah.
Don't think that you know all the answers, and learning about money it's not hard.
Right.
It's all about picking up a book or watching.
It's like a lifelong.
It is.
You never stop learning about money,
Right.
how money works. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like people wrote books all about this stuff for centuries, but still, I didn't learn about it until later in life, man.
Yeah.
But you did it a lot earlier.
But I learned that, and I was, who was it? I don't remember who it was, but they say, it was Kiyosaki. He says, don't just go into anything blindly. Ask the questions like, why is it this way?
Right.
Why should I invest in it this way? Ask the questions. I mean, some people, it doesn't have to be a hard topic to talk about. But when you start learning it or getting the information from somebody, it's like, start digging a little deeper and ask the question, like, is this the right place to put my money? Or, even relating it to law enforcement. A lot of the way we used to do things is different back in the day.
Really?
And now with laws changing and officers with body cams now.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of them like to hold back on saying some certain things or reacting a certain way. But if you fall back to what you were trained to do, and you do with integrity and with ethics, I go, whatever your gut's telling you to do, and you're doing it the right way, you shouldn't worry about that camera that's on there.
Right.
You shouldn't worry about how you talk.
Oh wow.
If you're coming with at a place of compassion and empathy.
Yeah.
I don't want people. That's where I see where our law enforcement is gonna. There's problems there. It's like people hesitate now because now you got the community with their cameras out. We didn't have that back in the day.
Camera. You on a camera right now?
Right. So people they freeze up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
Right.
But if you teach, hey, just go with what you were trained to do. And if you're paying attention in training, it shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't be questioning. You shouldn't be hesitating. You should know what's going to come out your mouth and what actions you're going to.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you say somewhat. It's lack of practice that what you were trained to do can kind of hinder you. But if you're trained correctly and you perform, in the way that you were trained, then you have more confidence.
And that goes with anything, whether you're trained in the financial service industry, in healthcare industry, whatever. Like I said,
you know your shit.
If you know your shit,
it's gonna be.
You should be all right.
You're gonna be fine,
right?
But a lot of people don't know it. So, for example, I have two 21-year-old daughters, and God, but I love them, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was 21 years old, bro. I was spending next week's paycheck. Come on. As soon as I get paid, I'm spending it. I'm already spending I'm already using my future finances to pay for things already. And this economy and the way people are right now, like people are there's this thing called it's like buy now pay later program. I don't just pay later, pay me later. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
After pay.
Yes, after pay. There's a lot of a program like that right now. Oh, here, you want this phone?
Exactly.
Just pay me later. Pay me later. And so you're already in debt, and it's conditioning people to at a young age to just pay later. But that can really affect you in the long run because you never end up owning it, right?
They just end up costing more for what
costing
you're
more,
right?
Costing more
because you back on the college campuses, they always had these credit card companies out there.
Oh my goodness!
Sign up for your first credit card, $500 limit. Man, back in the day, I was into the cars and the rice rockets and stuff.
Yeah,
man, I was buying mufflers and speakers. Like, man, I'm working paycheck to paycheck, paying credit card bills and paying the minimum.
Yes, I paid a minimum.
Right.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
I'm as an adult, and I still do that. You
Yeah.
know, there's times where, and a lot of us, 97% of
Yep.
people out there right now are living paycheck
Right.
to paycheck. Dude, 97%.
That's a
I mean,
lot.
9 out of 10 people
Right. That's a lot.
is living paycheck to paycheck. Even though their lifestyle, you look like, oh, you're doing great. You got a big house, a
Right.
nice big truck,
Right.
but they're struggling financially.
Yeah.
You said you went to Five Guys.
Right. It's just
Tell us about the experience with just Five Guys recently.
So me and my wife, we got 2 burgers, 2 of those, they're small burgers, and an order of fries and 2 waters. Came up to like $35 for
Oh,
2
you eating
burgers.
good, huh?
Come on, I didn't think I was gonna spend $20 for some burgers.
Wow.
But that
Is
wasn't
that
the
like a
case.
special date or something? Or
No,
what?
we just like, you know what? She's like, her coworker's like, Five Guys is my favorite. I was like, I haven't been to Five Guys in a minute. Let's go try it again. So we tried it. Like, man, let's pocket her a little
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
bit. $30 for some burgers.
You know, I used to joke. I'm like, hey, you know what? Thank you so much for taking care of me today. I'm going to treat you out to dinner. I'm going to buy you McDonald's. I used to joke.
Right.
But now it's like, no, when I'm buying you McDonald's, I'm spending some money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If I'm buying you Five Guys, dude, I'm taking you to something fancy.
Like 5-star.
5-star. Five Guys,
Crazy.
5-star. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the cost of food, the cost of living,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of uncertainty right now. We just talked about like the Feds raising rates.
Right.
Like, are they? Will they? Or what's?
That's what I heard. I heard the Feds are talking today, so I don't know what's going to come out of that. Are the rates going to go up again? Because the mortgage rates back then, I mean, what, 8% was it up
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
It was
I
high.
see, you've seen 8% before.
So, but-
7% arms, 8%, 9, 10%. Yeah,
But it looks like a lot of folks that are trying to get a house right now, they can't because they can't afford the
yeah.
down payment and stuff like that.
Okay.
Or so that's going to be a challenge. And, you know, I know a lot of folks that are trying to get their first homes, but it's a challenge.
It is.
So that,
A lot of people don't even think they're like, I don't think I'll ever own a home.
Right.
They're done. Like they just, you know, they'll think that they feel like they'll just rent forever now.
Right.
And
but they shouldn't have that mindset because here's the other thing too.
okay.
If you're into wanting to get a house, right? I know a lot of realtors or real estate agents. Sometimes you got to ask the question, hey, are there loan programs out there for me? Right?
There are a lot of loan programs.
There
yes.
is. So there's programs out there, but you can't just go by what the news is telling you that rates are going to go up. People can't afford. Well, there's special programs out there that they can help you with loans and you know, the down payment assistance. But you got to ask the questions. You can't act like you know everything.
Right.
So you got to talk to the people who are in the industry and say, hey, I really want to buy a house, but I don't got the down payment for it. Well, those agents, that's their space, right?
Yes.
So ask the people that are in that space because they might know some people. Hey, I just saw something about, you know, that loan programs that can help you with the down payments.
Right.
You got to ask the questions.
You gotta ask the right person the right question. Sometimes you know it's always like your brother-in-law or your sister or your best friend that's not in the industry.
Right.
They have no idea how the financial world, how the real estate industry works, and they're giving you advice. You're like, wait a minute,
Right.
and you're taking that advice as you know as golden. Like you have to really talk to someone who's been there, done that, and especially for you being retired early, you can have get some good strategies.
I do. So you know, like I said, my strategy is not the only way. Like I said, it's built through life insurance, and I didn't know life insurance has evolved. You know, back then we all thought that life insurance, well, the only one that's going to benefit is the beneficiaries. It's not going to benefit me because you know it's going to benefit.
And that's a bad attitude to have, though.
Right.
Like, do you think it's only for them? Like,
right.
You know, it's not going to help anyone else. It's going to benefit me, and then they don't take action.
Right. But the problem with that is hey, if you have, I don't know, if you own property, if you have a family, right? And the thing about life insurance, like everybody wants it, right? They know they need it.
Yeah.
They know they need it, but they don't understand it, how it works.
Exactly.
Well, life insurance has evolved since maybe 20 years ago, right?
Right.
You don't have to die to use it.
Yeah.
But what is it? Life insurance, at the end of the day, what is it? It's protecting, you know, what's important to you. Will my family be able to survive once I'm gone without my income? Right? Will they have, what's the next move if they just all they have is a GoFundMe, right?
Right.
When I see that, I was like, okay, I feel sorry for the folks that have to go through GoFundMe because maybe they didn't plan.
Yeah. When did GoFundMe become? Did GoFundMe become the actual life insurance plan?
No, I don't know. But what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Because once the GoFundMe runs out, what is your spouse or whoever is your significant other, what's that next phone call going to be? We can't stay in this house, right? I mean, we gotta take our stuff and go somewhere else. So it's more about like, what do you want your legacy to be when you're gone? Do you want your kids to continue the lifestyle that they had when you were here, whether they can still go to school, whether they can still be in the house they grew up with? Those are the things I want people to think about, but they don't think about those things like, well, I'm healthy now. And I go, well, if you try to get insurance later when you're not healthy, you might not even be qualified, or it's going to be costly. So it's just, for me, it's just education. I just want people to understand that you don't have to die to use it. That you can do different things with it. You can actually use it as a retirement strategy. It's not, the only strategy, but there's, through index, universal life or indexing, you don't lose any principal, right? So there's just different ways. And my thing is, I just want to get your information out there. And if it resonates with you and you think it's going to work for you, then cool.
Share with me a story of maybe someone, one of your clients or someone you helped and recently, how was their, with their experience like with life insurance?
So the same thing. It's like they know how it worked. And it's like, okay, well, just sit down with me and I'll explain to you how it's evolved and what you can do with it. Because I'm like you, and I put myself in their shoes. Like, I was just like you. I didn't understand how it works, right? I know I need it, but I put it off. But then once they start to understand it, then they see that you're coming from a place of, oh, okay, he knows what he's talking about. And if you don't, then here's some information. You can go ahead and educate yourself. I'm just here to put something in front of you and explain it to you. And then when I finally showed them some numbers, like, this is actually what your numbers will look like. It's, it's not the exact numbers, but it's a conservative return. I go, this is what your retirement look like. And then while you have insurance, I go, these are the other things you can do with it. If you're terminally ill, you can use 100% of your cash value in your policy to use it. Critical illnesses, heart attacks, strokes, those are the ones we see all the time, right?
Yep.
Especially my profession, heart attacks, strokes, and cancer.
Oh.
You see that a lot in law enforcement, right? But what happens if your disability check from work is not enough? Where are you going to come up with the cost? Well, through the life insurance that we sell, the living benefits, if we can confirm that you have those certain ailments, heart attack, stroke, cancer, you could tap into your life insurance. You don't have to die to use it. Right. So it's a vehicle where, like I said, medical costs, it's expensive right now. So if you don't have that, backup money or reserve money in the bank, then you got to have, what's your plan?
Yeah.
I just want to create awareness. Right. Really. That's what it is. I don't care if you buy from me. I don't care. Go to who else is selling it. I go, but if I can provide you some kind of information, then cool. Yeah. Then I feel like I'm doing something and I'm helping you out. I'm not pushing people in the corner. I'm just want to drop information.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Ron, I love that you come from a position of like serving, of actually giving them information and making sure that they have all the tools necessary. Yeah. And I love that. It remind me of the story about, I want to say, it's a good friend of mine, and he's my age, and I was trying to harp on him and tell him, hey, we should, have a sit down and consider this. He's like, I'm so busy, I'm busy, right? Right. And fortunately, one day, this guy's he's doing very, very well. He does the gig economy. He drives for DoorDash and Uber, doing that, making good money. And he never really considered anything would ever happen to him because he's young. Right. So one day he woke up and his whole left side, and he's paralyzed. He had a stroke, right? And now he's in a wheelchair. And then he hits me up and said, hey, dude, can I still, move forward with that sit down? I said, unfortunately, bro, we can try, but you already have, you have a stroke, a wheelchair, and we didn't get to it soon enough, and I was trying to explain this to you, you're healthy now. Yeah, you never know. Right? He was complete like a week ago before that happened. Yeah. He was healthy, he was fine. We were talking like you and I, and then, man, it's just crazy. And then I feel, it makes me feel sad that now I can't help him. Right. And now he was making $8,000 a month. Wow. He's on a fixed income, making only $1,800 a month. It's hard for him to get a job, and if he does make any more income, they're going to cut his disability insurance. Right. So now he has to move in and live with his mom. His mom is 60 plus years old, and she's having to take him to and from the doctor in a wheelchair. Yeah, it's supposed to be the other way around, right? Where the kids are supposed to take care of their parents. And I didn't want to put salt on injury on his wound, but I'm like, bro, if you sat down with me and we discussed this, and you had that stroke. A percentage of your life, this policy I was going to set up for you, you could use that right now.
Right.
right? So needless to say, he has a 11-year-old son. That, unfortunately, he can't go to the baseball games and see him play and stuff like that. 'Cause it's hard for him to get there. He needs someone to push him in the wheelchair to go watch his son play baseball.
And your life just turns upside down.
It's crazy.
In a second. You never know.
I bring that story up because I feel like people think they're way too young to anything happen to them.
They think they're invincible.
It's like, why? I have, I want to share with you, when I realized how important it was, like I actually, I'm trying to buy as much as I can,
right?
Because,
and I know people that are that way. It's like, hey, they got multiple policies.
Yeah.
I've got a cash value life insurance policy, and I also have a term.
Right. Yeah.
Just extra coverage.
It's strategy. Exactly.
Right.
People think, oh, I already have it. Have it through work. I already got enough. How do you have enough money?
No.
This guy won $1 billion. The dude he hit the jackpot. He won $1 billion. Is that enough money?
Man, $1 billion these days? Probably not enough.
Yeah. Maybe not. But even though, let's say he doesn't spend all that $1 billion, I never had anyone say, dude, I have way too much money.
Right.
How is that a problem?
I don't know. If I had that much money, now that I know what I know, reading books and everything like that, I would find ways to turn that money so it can get pregnant and make more money.
Oh, he said get pregnant.
I want my money to get pregnant and make more money.
You want your money working for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So find some things or business or some kind of financial strategy that's going to help your money just keep growing, because that money is going to eventually...
Isn't that the goal?
Yeah, that's the goal.
I mean, we can't take it with you.
No.
Might as well let it grow.
Let it grow.
And let other people benefit from that, right? Including generations and generations. Right. I mean, that's how it... Isn't that the goal? Like to just not to be alive and consume and leave nothing behind. Yeah. Replace what you consume for other people to enjoy.
You know how the Rockefellers did it? Have you heard about the Rockefellers?
Yes.
You know the rich family, right?
No, tell me.
The Rockefellers, what they did,
or at least the audience who don't know Rockefellers.
So that family, the Rockefellers, you guys, you look it up. They're a wealthy family. So what they did, whenever a child was born, they would put insurance. On the child. You could put on insurance on the child, right? So basically, that's the agreement for the whole Rockefeller family. Right. But when that person passes away, that money just goes into the bank, the Rockefeller Bank. So they just, and that's how they would purchase their investments, their businesses, is they would pull from their life insurance.
Come on.
They became their own bank.
Come on.
So that's how they did it. Have you heard of bank-owned life insurance?
Please enlighten us.
So they call it BOLI, right?
Yeah.
So what that is big banks, the Chase, the Wells Fargo's, the Bank of America's, they purchase life insurance on the top dogs, the execs, but the beneficiary is the bank. So when the execs pass away, that money just goes back into their portfolio. They use that to pay their employees. They use that to pay out, the retirements. So they're using that. So if the wealthy people are understanding where to put their money, why can't we do it? We all have access to life insurance, right? Yeah. So if the wealthy, do the wealthy need life insurance? Not really, because they can self-insure themselves. They have money, right?
So why do they buy it?
They buy it because there's protection in it. They know how it passes off without being taxed, and you could just cycle that money. It's just rinse and repeat.
It almost sounds like a cheat code, bro.
It is, but it's all there in the IRS.
Is it legal?
It's legal.
And
is there a place to put claim tax any earnings from taxes on the 1040? No, there isn't, because it's a life insurance policy. Right. So that's where.
But you do have to claim your capital gains for your real estate investments, your
all those
all the money you make, capital gains. You got to claim that
gains on the life
insurance. Even money from illegal stuff, you got to claim that too. I see it.
You got to claim your gambling winnings from Sky River.
Yeah, you got to.
Right, but life insurance is life insurance. There's tax codes in there that say that.
So that's tax codes. See, we all get the same tax codes.
Right.
Right? And the famous thing when Trump said, when Hillary accused Trump of not paying taxes, right? And then Trump's like, what did he say?
So I like that you bring that up.
Yeah.
But I can't be mad at the people that understand and read the tax codes. If they understand the tax code, then I'm going to work my business to where it benefits me. I can't be mad at the wealthy people because they took the time to learn it.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad.
It's thick, though.
It's thick.
But if you take the time to learn it, it's not how much money you make.
No, right. It's how much you keep.
What you keep.
So much you keep.
And life insurance is a great vehicle,
right,
to keep and also grow, impregnate your money to get, let it grow.
Yeah.
For generations to use, man. This has been awesome. I don't know how we led into life insurance, but we I mean, this is what we talk about, guys.
Right.
If you're talking about money, you have to start with the basics, the foundation, right? And then once you have the foundation set up, like a house, right? So when we talk about your financial house, you get the foundation, and then you build upon that, right? And you get a little bit more. You know, you could do some more crazier investments and more, volatility stuff. I know you kept your eye on what's going on with the market right now.
Yeah.
And you see what's going on with NVIDIA chips. You see what's going on with the stock market, Bitcoin, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you dabble a little bit in this?
No, I haven't gotten into crypto yet.
Okay, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I
just ask you why?
Because I haven't talked to the right person yet. And I know some folks that are in the crypto business.
Right.
And I do need to have that conversation because who knows?
Would it be a good idea to diversify a little bit?
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Right.
Because the way it is, money that's printed, that's fake money, right?
Sure. Yeah, it is.
Because you go to the bank, you deposit $1,000, right? Or let's say you deposit $10,000 into a bank. What's your return on the banks? What do they give you on your returns on the bank? 0.01.
Yeah.
You barely get anything.
Nothing.
But what do they do with your money? They flip it, right?
Yep.
Through loans, through credit cards, they charge you 5%. They charge
with my money.
Right. See? So why we doing all that? I get you need the banks to pay your bills, right?
Right.
I go, but where else can you put your money? You got to ask the questions. You got to find places to put your money where it's going to grow.
Ooh.
Because that 0.01 or 3% from the banks, that's not going to pay you anything.
Yes.
But yet they're flipping your money to somebody else and
then they send you a 1099 saying,
right.
Hey, you made some
exactly. Yeah. You could see?
Like, hey, man, we paid you 0.01% and also you owe us.
So I'm saying ask the questions. You got to ask the questions. You got to understand how money works.
For those of you guys who wants to know more about Ron, where can they connect with you? How can they find out more about your strategies? And things
so
like
it would
that?
be opsfinancial.net. Law enforcement training would be opsolutionstraining.com. So those are my two businesses. They can find me there. But like I said, just reach out. Ask the questions. I don't push you in a corner. I want to educate you and just give you some information, show you some numbers, and you just walk away with the numbers and either continue the conversation or we just let it go. No hard feelings.
Absolutely. You guys take advantage of an advantage. I mean, the man, I'm sitting here in front of him for a reason, right? And he's very punctual. He's very knowledgeable and expert in so many different areas. So if you guys want to, get his attention, hit me up, hit Ron up. Let's talk about it. Ron, any final thoughts before we cut out?
No, I appreciate you giving me this platform to talk. It's good to just banter and just talk everything. I mean, like I said, there's so much going on right now, so much to talk about, so much just draw awareness to people and carry those conversations on. Other than that, appreciate it, brother.
The pleasure's all mine, brother. Definitely, man. It's an honor to have my man, Ron Barroga, Ops Financial, here in the building. Until then, you guys stay blessed, stay intelligent, stay gifted, keep doing it. B-I-G.
Yes, sir.